Elvis Presley died today.
CBS News. Elvis Presley, king of popular music, is dead at the age of 42.
The introduction sets the tone for the in-depth examination of the life and death of Elvis Presley, one of the world's most iconic musical figures. Known for his unique style and powerful voice, Presley made an indelible impact on music and popular culture. His untimely death on August 16, 1977, sparked worldwide mourning and an enduring fascination with his life, his career, and the circumstances surrounding his passing. This video will explore these aspects in detail. Legacy of Elvis Presley. The legacy of Elvis Presley is vast and pervasive, extending far beyond the realms of music to influence an entire generation and forever change the face of popular culture. Heralded as the king of rock and roll, Elvis's blend of blues, gospel, country, and pop created an entirely new sound that reshaped the music industry and the world. From the moment he burst onto the music scene in the mid-1950s, Presley changed what it meant to be a popular entertainer. His dynamic performances, marked by his soulful voice, charismatic stage presence, and distinctive dance moves, electrified audiences. His ability to express emotion and engage audiences set him apart from other performers of his time, creating a magnetic persona that continues to captivate audiences today. Elvis was not only a musician, he was also a successful actor. Over the course of his career, he starred in 31 feature films and 2 concert documentary films. His movies, like Love Me Tender and Jailhouse Rock, allowed him to demonstrate his range as a performer, reinforcing his standing as a versatile talent. Despite his success, Elvis's career was not without controversy. His unconventional style and rebellious image clashed with the conservative social norms of the time, causing many to see him as a threat to traditional values. Despite the criticism, or perhaps because of it, Elvis's popularity soared. His influence transcended boundaries of age, class, and geography, making him a truly global phenomenon. Presley's impact extends beyond entertainment. He is often credited with helping to break down racial barriers in the music industry. By introducing white audiences to the sounds of black rhythm and blues artists, Elvis played a significant role in integrating American music and fostering a broader appreciation for diverse musical styles. Despite his untimely death, Elvis's influence continues to reverberate in today's music scene. Many of today's top artists, from rock to pop and country, cite Elvis as a significant influence. His music continues to be discovered by new generations of fans, ensuring his legacy endures. The phrase "Elvis has left the building" may symbolize the end of his performances,
Elvis has left the building.
But it does not signify the end of his impact. While his career was marked by a meteoric rise to fame and subsequent struggles with fame and health, Elvis's legacy is ultimately defined by his pioneering spirit, his remarkable talent, and his enduring influence on music and culture. His life story, with all its highs and lows, serves as a reminder of the power of passion and individuality in shaping the world. Nearly half a century after his death, Elvis Presley remains one of the most celebrated figures in music history. His records still sell, his movies are still watched, and his iconic look is still emulated by fans worldwide. Few artists have achieved the level of recognition and influence that Elvis Presley has, cementing him as a true cultural icon. In death, as in life, Elvis Presley continues to be the king. The rise of Elvis Presley. Elvis Aaron Presley was born on January 8, 1935, in Tupelo, Mississippi. The twin brother of Jesse Garon Presley, who was stillborn, Elvis grew up as an only child. His parents, Vernon and Gladys Presley, were part of the laboring class and struggled financially, but their humble home was filled with music. In his early years, Elvis was deeply influenced by the gospel music he heard in church and the rhythm and blues he listened to on historic Beale Street. By the age of 10, he was already showing signs of his musical potential when he won a singing contest at the Mississippi-Alabama Fair and Dairy Show. At the age of 13, Elvis and his parents moved to Memphis, Tennessee, a city that would play a pivotal role in his life and career. It was there that he began to explore new musical genres, soaking in the vibrant blues scene on Beale Street and the burgeoning rockabilly sound that was just beginning to take root in the American South. In 1953, Elvis graduated from high school and began working as a truck driver while pursuing his musical aspirations on the side. His life changed when he walked into the offices of Sun Records to make a record as a gift for his mother. Sun's founder, Sam Phillips, recognized Elvis's unique talent and saw in him the potential to bring the sound of African American music to a broader audience. In July 1954, Elvis, accompanied by guitarist Scotty Moore and bassist Bill Black, went into Sun's recording studios to record "That's All Right, Mama." The song, an upbeat rendition of a blues number by Arthur Crudup, became a local radio hit, and Elvis's career was launched. The next 2 years saw Elvis's popularity skyrocket. With his distinctive blend of country, rhythm and blues, and pop, Elvis broke down musical barriers and captured the attention of teenagers across the nation. His charismatic performances, marked by his powerful vocals and swiveling hips, made him an instant sensation. Elvis's breakthrough on a national level came in 1956 with the release of his first RCA single, "Heartbreak Hotel." The song topped the Billboard charts and established Elvis as a national star. The same year, Elvis made his film debut in Love Me Tender and released his first album, Elvis Presley, which spent 10 weeks at #1 on the Billboard Top Pop LPs chart. Elvis's rise was a cultural phenomenon. His music and provocative performance style brought him immense popularity and sparked controversy, earning him the nickname Elvis the Pelvis. His music crossed the color line, bringing black and white audiences together in a way that was groundbreaking for the time. Elvis Presley's rise to stardom was meteoric. In a few short years, he went from a modest teenager in Memphis to a superstar known worldwide. His blending of various musical styles into a new kind of music, his charismatic stage presence, and his undeniable talent captivated audiences and revolutionized the music industry. The story of Elvis's rise from humble beginnings to global fame is not just a tale of success in the music industry. It's a testament to the power of individuality, the transformative nature of art, and the enduring appeal of a man who dared to challenge the status quo and redefine popular music. Elvis's manager and career milestones. Elvis Presley's career wasn't solely propelled by his talent and charisma. A significant influence was his enigmatic manager, Colonel Tom Parker. The relationship between Presley and Parker was a defining aspect of the singer's career, shaping his trajectory in ways that continue to be dissected by fans and critics alike. Parker, a former carnival worker born in the Netherlands as Andreas Cornelis van Kuyk, became Elvis's manager in 1955. Despite Parker's lack of experience managing artists, his aggressive, savvy approach helped transform Elvis from a regional star into a national sensation. Parker signed a lucrative contract with RCA Records on Elvis's behalf, netting Presley an unprecedented royalty rate. This deal marked the start of a partnership that would last until Presley's death in 1977. Throughout Elvis's career, Parker exerted significant control over his image, songs, and performances. He carefully cultivated Elvis's public persona, making crucial decisions on everything from his movie roles to his live performances. However, this dominance has been criticized, with many believing that Parker prioritized financial gain over Elvis's artistic growth. Notably, Elvis never performed outside of North America, a decision attributed to Parker's illegal immigration status. Despite these criticisms, the partnership produced many milestones. Elvis's chart-topping hits under Parker's management include songs like All Shook Up, Don't Be Cruel, and Jailhouse Rock. Each new release seemed to further cement Elvis's status as a trailblazing figure in popular music. The breadth and diversity of these songs showcased Elvis's remarkable range, demonstrating his ability to master a variety of genres and styles. In addition to his musical accomplishments, Elvis also achieved considerable success in film under Parker's guidance. He starred in a total of 33 successful films, many of which featured soundtracks that also became hits. Though some critics dismissed these films as formulaic, they introduced Elvis to a broader audience and further solidified his status as a cultural icon. One of the most significant milestones of Elvis's career was the Aloha from Hawaii concert in 1973. This concert was the first ever to be broadcast live via satellite, reaching an estimated 1 billion people worldwide. This ambitious event, organized by Parker, highlighted Elvis's global appeal and cemented his status as a worldwide superstar. However, as Elvis's career progressed, Parker's decisions increasingly came under scrutiny. His push for Elvis to focus on movie roles over live performances in the 1960s arguably led to a stagnation in Elvis's musical career. When Elvis did return to performing in the late 60s and 70s, his shows often lacked the raw energy of his earlier performances. Nonetheless, Elvis's achievements under Parker's management are undeniable. He had over 100 songs on the Billboard charts, received 3 Grammy Awards, and was posthumously awarded the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award at the age of 36. His influence on rock and roll and popular music is immeasurable, and his records continue to sell to this day. The relationship between Elvis Presley and Colonel Tom Parker was complex and fraught with both triumphs and controversies. While Parker's management style and decisions were often questioned, his role in shaping Elvis's career and image was pivotal. The milestones Elvis achieved under Parker's watch testify to their productive, if contentious, partnership and underscore the unique place they both hold in music history, the decline and struggle. The trajectory of Elvis Presley's life and career was not without its setbacks. By the late 1960s, his stratospheric ascent to fame began to show signs of strain, marked by personal struggles, health issues, and a noticeable decline in his professional output. One pivotal moment in Elvis's personal life was his marriage to Priscilla Beaulieu in 1967. Priscilla was only 14 when she met 24-year-old Elvis while he was stationed in Germany with the U.S. Army. After a 7-year courtship, the couple married and soon welcomed their daughter, Lisa Marie. However, the relationship was fraught with challenges, not least due to Elvis's infidelities and the isolating nature of their life in the spotlight. Their marriage ended in divorce in 1973, leaving a profound impact on Elvis. Professionally, Elvis's career faced a downward trajectory in the 1960s. After a string of successful films and soundtracks in the late 1950s and early 1960s, his later films began to underperform both critically and commercially. Critics argued that the films were formulaic and failed to capitalize on Elvis's natural charisma and talent. Furthermore, Elvis's music, once the vanguard of the rock and roll movement, started to feel increasingly out of step with the emerging sounds of the 1960s. While contemporaries like the Beatles and Bob Dylan were pushing the boundaries of popular music, Elvis was often saddled with subpar material due to Parker's focus on lucrative film contracts. Elvis attempted to reclaim his musical relevance with the 1968 television special Elvis, colloquially known as the 68 Comeback Special. This performance marked a return to his rock and roll roots and was met with enthusiastic acclaim, re-establishing him as a potent musical force. But despite this professional resurgence, his personal life was on a downward spiral. During the late 1960s and into the 1970s, Elvis's health rapidly deteriorated. He gained significant weight, and his once energetic performances became erratic. This physical decline was due in part to a dependence on prescription drugs. Elvis began using amphetamines in the Army, and over the years, his drug use escalated. He relied heavily on a cocktail of prescription medications, including painkillers, tranquilizers, and sleeping pills. This period was marked by a number of hospitalizations due to various health issues, including glaucoma, high blood pressure, liver damage, and an enlarged colon, all likely exacerbated by his drug use and poor diet. However, despite these clear signs of declining health, those around him were often hesitant to confront him about his issues, enabling his self-destructive behavior. His performances during this period were unpredictable. On stage, he could fluctuate between moments of genuine brilliance and instances of seeming disorientation. Off stage, his behavior was often erratic and impulsive. These signs of decline became increasingly apparent to the public and were a far cry from the dynamic performer who had captured the world's attention just a decade earlier. In the face of these challenges, Elvis continued to record and perform. But the strain was evident. He was battling a range of issues: personal loss, health problems, drug dependency, and an evolving music industry where his brand of rock and roll was no longer the dominant force. Despite moments of brightness, such as his well-received concerts in Las Vegas, the overall arc of his life was one of decline. This period of Elvis's life is a poignant reminder of the human behind the icon, a man who, despite his extraordinary talent and success, struggled with demons that ultimately contributed to his tragic end. His decline and struggles provide a stark contrast to the meteoric rise that marked his early career, and they add a layer of complexity to our understanding of the man behind the legend. The meeting with President Nixon. One of the most unusual yet compelling episodes of Elvis Presley's life took place on December 21, 1970, when he met President Richard Nixon in the White House. What makes this meeting fascinating is not only its improbability, but also the cultural and historical context surrounding it, which reflected the tumultuous era of the 1970s. Elvis's meeting with Nixon was unorthodox from the start. Elvis had been concerned about the drug culture, the hippie movement, and the general direction of the nation. To express his concerns and offer his help, he decided to write a 6-page letter to Nixon while on a red-eye flight to Washington, D.C. In his letter, Presley indicated that he felt he could reach out to young people and influence them away from drugs and anti-establishment sentiment because he was a part of their age group and musical culture. He also expressed his desire to become a federal agent at large in the Bureau of Narcotics and Dangerous Drugs, offering his services to the country. On arriving in Washington, Elvis delivered the letter by hand to the White House. Nixon's aides, recognizing the potential publicity benefits of a meeting with the world-famous singer, arranged for a meeting later that day. The images from this meeting, featuring the king of rock and roll shaking hands with the president, are some of the most requested photographs from the U.S. National Archives. Elvis, clad in a purple velvet suit with a gold belt, appeared every bit the flamboyant rock star, providing a stark contrast to Nixon in his conservative suit. During the meeting, Elvis expressed his concerns about the impact of drug culture and the counterculture movement on America's youth. He discussed his disdain for the Beatles, who he claimed were driving an anti-American sentiment. Elvis then surprised Nixon by asking for a badge from the Bureau of Narcotics and Dangerous Drugs. Despite his aide's incredulous reactions, Nixon granted Elvis's request. Yet the meeting was more than a humorous anecdote. It also provided insight into the cultural and political climate of the time. The early 1970s were a period of societal tension in America, with the Vietnam War inciting widespread protests, the counterculture movement challenging traditional values, and a growing awareness of the drug epidemic. Elvis's appeal to Nixon represented a strange convergence of the celebrity world with politics, reflecting the turbulent, changing nature of American society at the time. While Elvis embodied the rebellious spirit of rock and roll, his meeting with Nixon indicated his alignment with more traditional, conservative values. The irony of Elvis, who had been previously critiqued by the older generation for his provocative music and performances, offering to help Nixon control youth behavior, was not lost on observers. Additionally, Elvis's request to become an honorary narcotics agent was paradoxical, considering his well-documented issues with prescription drug abuse. Elvis's meeting with Nixon was not just a meeting of two influential figures. It was a cultural event, signifying the complex, contradictory nature of the era. While it did not lead to any substantial changes in policies or drug culture, it remains one of the most bizarre and intriguing episodes of Elvis Presley's life. It underlines the complex and contradictory persona of Elvis Presley, a rock and roll icon who also symbolized traditional American values, the tragic death and funeral. On August 16, 1977, the world was shocked by the news that Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll, had died at the age of 42 at his Memphis home, Graceland. His sudden and unexpected death marked the end of an era and sent ripples of grief through his legion of fans worldwide. That afternoon, Elvis was found unconscious in his bathroom by his fiancée, Ginger Alden. Despite attempts to resuscitate him, he was pronounced dead at the Baptist Memorial Hospital. The official cause of death was reported as cardiac arrhythmia, a term that signifies an irregular heartbeat but does not point to the underlying cause. It was later suggested that his unhealthy lifestyle and abuse of prescription drugs played a significant role in his untimely death. In the aftermath of his passing, a wave of public sorrow swept across the globe. Fans flocked to Graceland to pay their respects, laying flowers and mementos outside the gates. Radio stations played his music continuously, and impromptu vigils were held worldwide. On August 18th, a public viewing was held at Graceland, attracting a massive crowd of mourners. Despite the stifling summer heat, fans queued for hours, stretching for miles down Elvis Presley Boulevard to pay their respects. It was estimated that over 30,000 people visited his open casket that day. The funeral service, held the following day, was a private affair, attended by family, close friends, and some celebrities. Despite the private nature of the event, around 80,000 people lined the streets of Memphis to witness the funeral procession. The crowd was a testament to the profound impact Elvis had on his fans, their numbers reflecting his immense popularity and influence. Elvis's death marked the end of an era. His magnetic stage presence, distinctive voice, and groundbreaking fusion of various music styles had catapulted him to a level of fame that few artists ever achieve. His passing left a void in the music industry and the hearts of his fans that could never be filled. In the wake of his death, his records saw a significant surge in sales, and his home, Graceland, eventually became a shrine for his fans. Today, it is one of the most visited private homes in the United States, attracting over 500,000 visitors annually. Elvis's funeral was not just a farewell to a beloved singer. It was a collective moment of grief and tribute from his fans. Despite the controversy and the troubles that marked his later years, the people chose to remember him for his music, his charisma, and his contribution to popular culture. His death also raised public awareness of the dangers of prescription drug abuse. Although the initial cause of death was cardiac arrhythmia, the autopsy report indicated the presence of several prescription drugs in his system. The polypharmacy, coupled with his poor health, likely contributed to his early death. This revelation shocked the public and spurred discussions about the dangers of prescription drug abuse. Elvis Presley's death and funeral were significant cultural events that marked the end of an era. They highlighted the immense impact of his life and career on the music industry and popular culture. More than 4 decades after his death, his legacy endures, a testament to his remarkable talent and enduring influence. Conspiracy theories and legacy. In the wake of Elvis Presley's death, a series of conspiracy theories emerged that continue to captivate the public. These theories range from the bizarre to the incredulous, with one common thread: the belief that Elvis Presley did not die in 1977. The most popular of these suggests that Elvis faked his death to escape the pressures of fame and live a peaceful life. Theories such as these gain traction for a variety of reasons. Some point to alleged inconsistencies and errors in the official reports and documents related to his death. For instance, some fans claim that the name on Elvis's tombstone is spelled incorrectly, Elvis Aaron Presley, instead of Elvis Aaron Presley, as the singer had always spelled it. Another theory points to the wax dummy in his open casket, claiming that the body viewed at his public viewing looked more like a mannequin than a real person. While these theories provide intriguing fodder for discussion, no concrete evidence has ever surfaced to support them. Most can be easily debunked by logical explanations or factual information. However, the persistence of these theories reflects the significant emotional impact of Elvis's death on his fans and their unwillingness to accept his untimely demise. Despite the conspiracy theories, the undeniable fact remains that Elvis's legacy continues to influence music and popular culture. Known as the King of Rock and Roll, Elvis's groundbreaking fusion of country, rhythm and blues, and gospel music into a style that became rock and roll revolutionized the music industry. His energetic performance style, characterized by his signature hip gyrations, set the stage for future performers and solidified his status as a cultural icon. In addition to his musical accomplishments, Elvis was a successful actor, appearing in 31 feature films and 2 theatrically released concert documentaries. His charismatic performances on the silver screen broadened his appeal and contributed to his enduring fame. Beyond his professional achievements, Elvis's influence can also be felt in the social changes he helped usher in. He challenged the racial and cultural boundaries of his time, helping to break down barriers in music and society. His willingness to embrace and incorporate different music styles into his own work played a significant role in the integration of popular music. More than 4 decades after his death, Elvis's influence continues to resonate. His music remains popular, and his image is instantly recognizable. Every year, thousands of fans from around the world visit Graceland, his former home-turned-museum, to pay homage to the king. Elvis tribute artists continue to perform his songs, keeping his spirit alive for a new generation of fans.